Hello.
We said that together.
And welcome to another vlog. Allotment Gardening in the shadow of an old school.
Over there. I think they know this by now, Phil.
I don't know
We've
whether
told
they
them
do or
often
not.
enough.
Yeah, but what if you've never seen the vlogs before?
Oh, well, it's John Lennon's old school over there, Quarry Bank, now Calderstones.
We're getting a lot of
There you
new
go.
viewers now that we're back.
Yeah.
We're back with a vengeance. It's like making up for lost time, isn't it?
Do you reckon?
We're making up loads of videos for lost time.
And we've just arrived and there's just this gorgeous fox. We've been here a few nights this week, haven't we? And he's been milling around.
Yeah.
But like you say, very rare do they come out at this time.
I know. Yeah, it's only kind of like 5 o'clock in the evening. It's not late.
It's normally dusk,
bright sunlight,
isn't it?
and he's wandering around.
Yeah.
I put a bit of footage up of
He's
that.
gorgeous.
I just caught him
I think it's a male.
on the
Maybe somebody can enlighten
mechanical
us.
device known as a iPod or whatever you call them.
iPod, or iPhone.
So yeah, we're back on the plot today, and we've got a few things to do. It's still May. Early May.
It's gorgeous weather though, Phil.
It's a very busy time of the year. There's loads to do.
But gorgeous weather though, Phil.
We're going to document as much as we can.
But gorgeous weather though, Phil.
It's lovely weather, Kath.
Remind the viewers of the beautiful sky above you.
You know, the problem is there's very, very little rain.
Oh, the ground. No, true. That is an issue at the minute because it's been one of the sunniest Aprils on record. It's still dry into May and dry in April when we should have got all these showers through.
Yeah.
And the ground is just like a dust bill.
I know. Rainfall is very few and far between at the moment, so we're going to have to work out how we're going to
some kind of irrigation
cope with that. Yeah, we were talking about irrigation.
We were talking about that earlier this morning, weren't we?
About irrigation for the greenhouse, because we used to have irrigation in the greenhouse, and it got damaged when the windows were damaged.
Yeah, because they're only plastic, aren't they? And
they were like
whatever they threw at the glass.
Couple of big bladders, water bladders, weren't
through
they?
The bladders
that we had.
Yeah, bladders. Oh no, don't refer to them as bladders.
No, they're kind of like bladders. They're full of water, Doka.
Yeah.
They weren't.
They're just
full of
water
pee.
pouches, Phil.
Yeah, but they weren't full of pee, Kath. But your pee is good for your onions.
Yeah, the urea.
Watered down pee is great for your onions.
Okay, so what are we focusing on while we're here?
Well, there's loads of things. Now we need to get the pond sorted out at the front. So, are you going to be doing that?
Well, I've got a lot of. It's kind of a bit of blanket weed, hasn't it, on it? So I've been sieving it.
And it's had a lot of algae. And the main reason it's getting algae and blanket weed is because the pond is. We used to have frogs in it, and it used to be very
we
sort
still
of
get
like
frogs,
biodiverse, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing is, over the years, it's become overgrown.
It just needs a bit of care,
and
really.
The plants that we had in it, because we had plants in the pond, which were kind of like...
well, we've still got marsh marigolds and flag iris in the other marshy, boggy area.
But that needs sorting as well. But for this one, by the shed,
it just needs a bit of a facelift in maintenance, really.
So I went on eBay, and not eBay,
Amazon.
somewhere else. Amazon.
Don't name them. Don't give them free adverts, Phil.
Well, you've just named them. Amazon. What
They're not paying us.
Well, what have you done then? You're advertising. Yeah, they're not advertising. We're not paying us for this.
No, we're buying it from them.
We got some of these aerating plants because it's very important to stop the water stagnating, and to encourage wildlife into your pond. You need it to be aerated
because we can get frogs,
so these plants,
dragonflies, newts, all kinds of things.
These plants actually encourage oxygen into the water, which anything that lives in ponds and stuff, apart from algae, needs oxygen. Right,
so what have we got? So
we've got two types. These have just come through the other day, and this is like
these are what, Salvinia natans. Yeah, which
are kind of like a floating pondweed. It's a bit like duckweed, but it's a bit larger, and it's fast growing.
But it's got nutrients. It progresses with nutrients by the time it grows in the pond, doesn't it?
It does.
And it oxygenates.
So we're going to put that in today. Some oxygenating, and that floats on the surface a bit like pondweed or kind of lily pads or whatever. And we've also got I'll just
now,
take
what
it
are
out of the
these,
bag.
Phil?
This one.
What is it called?
It's called, I don't know what it's called.
It's called Ageria densa, and there's 10 there.
Ageria densa.
Yeah.
And what they do is they float. They don't float. It's like seaweed, isn't it?
And it just keeps it oxygenated and aerated.
This bit here is like a ceramic ring.
Yeah.
That it doesn't have roots as such, but it attaches itself to the bottom of the pond, like
and it weights itself down,
mud and stuff like that. That's whatever's at the bottom, and it floats around and it multiplies.
It's very pretty, that though, isn't it?
It's fast growing.
It's really nice.
It's very pretty, and it aerates.
It is very
the
pretty.
Pond.
Yeah.
No, they're just the two that we're putting in at the moment. We're not putting loads in.
But if we've got both of those combined, then that
going to be a
should
start.
keep the water oxygenated, and it's a better habitat.
And then as we go along, we'll add more to it. But that's a start. That's what we're going to do today. Another thing we're going to do, or that I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the greenhouse and what Catherine's been doing at the back of the greenhouse.
Oh yeah, it's
which
transformed.
It's transformed. You know all that bindweed that was
a pain to do, but it's done.
Well, the other day she actually completely annihilated that stuff and got rid of it and cleared up the back
because it was actually blocking out the light from here.
Yeah.
We've got a tray system here that used to be inside the greenhouse, but you're going to revamp that.
I'm going to revamp that, so I'm going to talk about that.
And we're going to put it elsewhere.
And I'm also going to show you another raised bed that we're going to build on the plot, and I'm going to talk you through that. And Catherine didn't know about this, but I've got one in the car now.
I've just seen it now.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, the box.
Yeah, I know you've seen the box. You
didn't know what was in it.
There you go. So, raised bed, it's going to be raised bed heaven here. And I'm going to discuss with you the benefits of raised bed and why we grow.
Yeah, but we have a combination going on. We don't all have all raised beds. We have raised beds where we know we need them.
Yeah.
And then we have a no dig section. So we have ground level.
We do.
Ordinary growing areas and then a number of raised beds.
Yeah.
So we're not all raised beds.
Yeah.
I don't like plots that are all full of raised beds.
That's right. And I was thinking of doing
a combo.
A thing where for absolute beginners in allotment gardening, of this type of gardening or freehold gardening or whatever you want to call it, where you've got a bit of land and you want to grow food and whatever you want to grow on it, basically. So I was going to do a little back to basics thing for the future. This is, so you can leave a comment about this if you like, to see if that would interest you, because I know that a lot of new viewers to this channel or to any other gardening channel may not know what you need, basically, all the basic bits of equipment that you need to grow, because it is like having a system, and if you've got all these things in place, it makes gardening so much easier than it's not just about turning up with a few tools. It's more than that.
No, you've got to know what tools good for what, to make it easier on your body and yourself, and good to work with the soil. And you also got to know what balanced soil you've got. Is it acidic? Is it more alkaline?
All of
because
that
then you can make the adjustments you need for each individual plant that grows.
Yeah, but I want to discuss how what you do at home before you even get to the plot can be important to the plot. What you can grow at home and bring down to the plot, and how you can prepare stuff at home to bring onto the plot to just make it easier when you're here.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that
because really,
in the future.
The thing is, when people take plots on,
did you knock that then?
I did, yeah. What you want to do about it?
See that?
When people take plots on, they love the concept of a plot, and everybody does.
Yeah.
But it's hard graft. It is hard work. Now, we've been doing it for many years, haven't we? As there's lots of other people as well. But you can't. I've known some people to take them on and then get a little bit disheartened when things don't go the way they plan, or they've left it a while and the weeds get a little bit overwhelming. So it's really about maintaining your plot in a way that is best for you. Not anyone else but you, and how you're going to manage that through the seasons, through the spring, summer, autumn, winter, and how it works best for you. So that's really important, isn't it? Because
it is important.
The amount of plot holders really that have like come through this site, and I know other sites.
I was about to say that.
Oh, go on, you can say it.
No, you say it. Go on.
And they do, you know, they don't last. Some don't last the season. Some last a few years and move on. Some go the whole hog, go the extra mile. But it can be very disheartening for newbies.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why people, I suppose, give up allotment gardening. Or they spend, like, I mean, the number of times we've seen young people coming on this plot thinking...
Not just young people, though.
No, I know. But anybody who's new to gardening, coming on the plot and thinking it's a doddle, when it can be a doddle, but you've got to be organised.
In fact, it needs...
And you've got to get it sorted.
I think there needs
and we'll show you the right way to do that.
There does need to be a national campaign to encourage young people more to get into growing organically.
There does,
being self-sufficient.
But Catherine, if they start doing...
No, because that's the next generation of your gardeners. That's the next generation to come.
Of course it is. But if you've got to give these young people a leg up. And what I mean by that is...
an old term.
You've got to...
Oh, God, you're not 95,
You've got to show them the right way to do it, because otherwise they'll get easily disheartened and give up.
But then there's also...
And that's what people do.
The
so
other side.
we're here, Mersey Beat Gardening.
Yeah, but there's also the other side.
No, hang on, Mersey Beat Gardening here you're talking about. I'm not talking about the other side. I'm talking about Mersey Beat Gardening. I'm here to show you how to do this properly.
But there is nothing... and it does help, and there is nothing like actually hands-on learning when you're watching watching plants from the nurture process through to the growing, through to the transplanting, through to getting it through all the weathers and feeding and nurturing it, and then actually harvesting and consuming it. Now that's a long process. It's not overnight, you know.
My God, this is a long intro, isn't it?
This will be the longest the last one.
Anyway, we're going to go into
Oh my God, is this still the intro?
Yeah, we're going to crack on now. We're going to crack on.
I got carried away.
Not crack on.
Did
we're going to crack on. Yeah, you went on a rant, didn't you? We're going to crack on, and we're going to show you what we're up to today. Now.
Right.
So we'll see you shortly.
In a bit.
In a bit.
Okay. So, just trying to get rid of this surface
Shall I try and scoop some up?
Blanket weed. Yeah, maybe if you get another trowel, Phil, because we forgot to bring the sieve.
Another what, babe?
Trowel.
No, I don't want to try. I'm going to do it with my hand.
Yeah?
I'm going to try.
Would you want to put a glove on?
No.
Clear one.
Just having it with a hand. So I can get it with my fingers. This is called duckweed or blanket weed.
It's blanket weed, this. Yeah.
It does multiply.
Oh, it just covers it if it's left. Yeah.
See that?
Yeah, there is quite a bit. I wonder whether there's a piercing, you know, at the bottom.
No, there isn't.
Because it's going down.
Yeah, it's evaporating
quite quick. Yeah, I know it's been quite dry and it's sunny, but I think it's going down a bit quicker than it normally does.
You think so?
Yeah.
It is a thick skin thing. It has been warm.
See, that thrives in the warm conditions as well.
That algae on the bottom there, sludge.
See, really, we need a little fishing net, you know, to get in.
Yeah.
To get it out the bottom. We've got some nice red campion around the edges, And it's always important to have, you know, foliage running around the edge of the pond. It helps anything, little critters that need to climb out, and also put some little tree trunk stems in.
Very true.
So they can climb up. So there's always an access route then. Though it's not too bad. I've seen ponds that are much worse.
Oh. Here.
Yeah, they just crawl down. So that's another reason they're useful as well, is for insects to gain water.
Yeah.
You know, flying insects that need a bit of hydration. Just going to tidy this edge up a bit as well. Not too much though. So if you do it regularly, you don't have an issue, do you? It's the oxygenated plants will take care of it. Oh, tell you what, that's hot, that sun. Oh. It's just a bit painstaking, isn't it?
Just get as much duckweed out as we can.
Right, move a bit. Okay, that's looking better, isn't it?
So, I was really pleased with these raised beds that we got the other week, that I decided to invest in some more raised beds here. Much smaller than the last box for them, so these beds are much smaller, but they're a bit different, and I got them primarily for the rhubarb that's in these tubs here, these like old Liverpool City Council recycling tubs that we sunk into the ground, but they're not doing too well in there, so I thought I'll get a couple of raised beds. Again, they are metal, they're from the same company called Out Sunny, which I think they're made in China, which I don't think Donald Trump would have much to say about, would he? Donald Trump.
Yeah, but as it goes on, Phil, they'll become 3 times, 4 times as much.
The only tools I need is a spanner and an electric screwdriver. So let's see what we've got for our made in China. There we go. The good old Chinese, eh? Well, they do a UK version. And this is it. Oh, let's see what we've got here. Look at that.
Oh, you've got gloves as well.
We've got little protective gloves.
How many? 3 hands.
That's for a 3-handed person. And
that's for a 2-handed person and 1 for a helper.
No, 3-handed person, and it's useful if you are AI generated, because you will have an extra hand. Fixings and instructions. a bookmark, which is always useful.
So, are they round too? Or? Ah, okay.
They are round, circular, and I thought these looked really interesting actually. So the way of doing it is exactly the same. There's the instructions that shows you how to do it. It's exactly the same as the other ones. So let's have a look at what we have. So remember, these are just for the rhubarb, the ones that are in the thing there, which I'll show you later. So I'm going to have a go at building these now. So each one takes 4 pieces. So there's 2 of them in a pack, which is really exciting to have 2 in a pack. Hand packed by Chinese workers. Don't tell Donald Trump. There we go, nuts and bolts, that's all we need. Now I've got a problem now, look at that. Them nuts are much smaller than the ones on the other kit. I've got smaller nuts, Kath.
So have you not got a sizable spanner?
Not unless there's one in the box, but I don't think there is. So I'm just going to have to... There might be. If you can find a little spanner for me, that'd be much grateful. Now these have got plastic coverings on them, but I'm not going to take that off, quite simply because I want them to last a bit. So what I'll have to do is, if I haven't got a spanner the right size, I have got smaller spanners, but I didn't bring them thinking they were the same as you do. So as I was saying, this plastic covering protects them from rusting. I know they are galvanised anyway, they're coloured, painted and galvanised, but keeping the plastic on is another layer of protection. Makes them last longer, helps them last longer, I should say. Okay, I'm snookered.
Oh, blimey.
I didn't realise the nuts were much smaller. So I'll just fit them together loosely, and when I come down next time I'll tighten them up and sort them out properly. I don't think there is one. You have to get exactly the same size, because otherwise it won't work. They really should supply them, shouldn't they? Oh, hang on, I'm tightening it up. It tightens up. Once it gets a grip, it will tighten up with the screwdriver. Yeah, that's tightened up. That's all right. I don't need it, Kath.
Sodden stand.
It tightens up without them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've worked out how to do it.
Without touching the surface?
Yeah.
There was one in there, I think we've actually taken it out.
It doesn't matter.
So they're nice, being circular, aren't they?
Yeah, the perfect size for the rhubarb, I thought.
Is there two of those?
Yeah,
So one for each?
yeah, one for each.
Oh, that'll be nice. So it keeps them contained there then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How are you going to get the plastic containers out?
The which?
How are you going to get the plastic containers out?
Oh, I'll deal with that later.
Okay.
It shouldn't be a problem. As you can see, they're pretty easy to build. It's like building a mini air raid shelter on Victory Day in Europe. There it is, mini air raid shelter for the little bombs and the little drones, to protect you from tiny drones. Oh, drop me screw. You don't want to be dropping your screws, do you? Oh, don't do it again. Keep dropping me screw.
They look good. Didn't Virginia have some like that?
Yeah, they did, but they cost a fortune.
It costs much more. We got a prize giveaway for Sean, didn't we?
Yeah.
She won.
It's 150 quid for one.
He's going to put his raspberries in it. I could think of better things to put in it.
If you want to buy these, by the way, £39 for two. That's under 20 quid each. But considering the build of them, no maintenance when you built them, you try building a couple of raised beds for that price and you'll be hard pressed, to be honest. Okay, that's them two done. No time at all. You can see, nicely built and good quality. So I was thinking of putting these, one here where these two bins are, and I don't know whether to put two rhubarbs in one bin, in one of these, or one for themselves, and maybe the other one could go there. Possibly. Leave it with me anyway. That's the plan, but plans can change, can't they? I just want to show you into the greenhouse now and have a look in there to see how it's going temperature wise. It's got to 42. I've had to put this little piece of wood here because this vent isn't working, and I've got a new one on order, a new automatic vent, auto vent. It has gas in this bit here, which sends the hydraulics up that opens the roof vent. And it's important because the hotter the summer gets, the more ventilation you're going to need, because the plants will suffer. What I'm going to do now, if you look at the back here, you see we've cleaned all the glass here. Catherine's removed the bindweed there, so there's more light coming in. I'm going to start removing some of these onions and garlics and putting them in the Vijayga raised bed and making room for the tomato plants. So I'm going to start from the back and work our way forward on this side, which is all onions, and this side is all garlic. So I'm going to start doing that now because we're going to need the greenhouse for tomatoes and the overwintering things. They don't need the heat at this time. It's okay to transfer them at this time if you watch the root systems, and you can do it, but it's got to be done pretty sharpish now because it's the end of when we can stop transplanting these. I'll just show you around the back the work. It's the earthing up of the potatoes, and they're still coming through now. These are black currants. So this is where this was overgrown before, and it's uncovered this thing we've got here, not that thing, the thing behind it, which is a grow house. This was a grow house, and it had polythene on it, thick polythene that used to roll down. I don't think that works now, but I might be able to get it working, I don't know. But what I'm going to do is clean it up, and I'm going to cut some plastic to go on the sides and the backs, and have something to go over the front. There's the original handle that you pull it down with. So I'm going to restore this into a state that can be used as a grow house. We used to grow tomatoes in it because you can remove these slats, unscrew them basically, and have the tomatoes going through the whole of it and make it more use here on the plot. So I'm going to do that soon. Catherine's at the back here, so let's see what she's up to at the back. Are you making all that din?
Oh, sorry, is that interfering with what you're doing?
Yes, it did. It interferes.
Does it?
Yeah, I've told the viewers that you're making this dinner here.
I'm building a fence, Sam. You want me to hold for a while?
No, I just want you to tell people what you're doing. How did you get in there? Did you get in through here?
Yeah, we need to clear all this here. We need to cut it down. Well, we've got wood avens and stuff. We've got a little wildflower meadow, but some of the nettles can come back.
Just hold it.
So
not too close to you.
We've got wildflowers.
Yeah, you sound louder than me, you see.
We've got woodavens, we've got red campion, we've got pink campion, we've got what's the name? We've got some borage in there as well.
Yeah, that's the park, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's the park.
That's the community, Calderstones Park, just over the railings there.
Comfrey, we've got.
Comfrey, oh yeah.
We've got nettles, which are pretty good for a liquid feed, so we can cut them back and put them in soak.
This is
but all this area needs.
This is our wildlife area.
Yeah,
isn't it?
but this fence is reinstated for when the willow's done to mound it up here.
Yeah.
Keep it in position because it came down with the storm. So it's really just trying to put it back together again. Yeah. But if it's creating too much noise for you, Phil,
no, people were just asking, Kath.
Oh, sorry, viewers.
Yeah, they were saying, "What is that ding?"
Ringing out bells.
I said, "Well, I'll go and show you." So, thanks for the update on that. This is a compost signs there, and we've got a wildflower sign over there. So this is
we've got a nettle sign over there. We've got compost bins here.
Provides great coverage for wildlife.
Yeah.
Foxes.
Nice cool area.
Foxes.
Yeah. I mean, if you didn't have, this only makes up a tiny little end of the plot, and if you didn't have these areas on your plot, you wouldn't get as much.
Very true.
Through, because obviously, ground animals need cover, and foxes come in and need cover, birds, hedgehogs, all sorts of things.
Every place where you grow stuff should have an area set aside for wildlife.
You don't have to grow every single inch of your plot.
Absolutely. That's selfish, that is.
It's a nonsense. Basically.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for that, and I'll see you later. Let's let you get on with it.
Yeah, I'm done.
Let's see what let's see you doing a bit of banging.
No, because I'll go through my hand if you're there. You always bring me bad luck.
Okay, I'll go. Right, I'm going. Yeah, she's banging away there. Banging away with a good 6-incher. So, yeah, I'm rather pleased with them round beds. They're going to look great when they're finished, but that's for another day. The next thing I'm gonna do now is actually get these plants in here. So as Catherine has negated the joy of planting these plants, I'm gonna do it for the two of us. Just take that bit of duckweed out. This duckweed, by the way, we call it blanket weed, don't they, is very fast growing. So as much as I can get out as possible and then replace it with what we're putting in, the better. So, got most of the duckweed off. I'm going to put this weed in. You're free. Yes, you are. So that's like duckweed, but it's bigger and more oxygenating. There we are. That goes in. Salvinia natans. And I'm going to put this in, which I'm just going to have it in that little ridge there, and it can get a bit of sun. And that's it. Excellent. Okay, I hope you enjoyed watching our little vlog today and you learnt something. We certainly learnt something, didn't we?
Oh, it's an education living with you every day, love.
Living with you is like disappearing down a black hole. I never know where the entrance is or the exit.
Yeah, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
I could be anywhere in the universe.
That's a fabulous thing.
Is it?
Oh, and just to say to viewers, it's David Attenborough's 99th birthday today.
Yeah, it's the 8th of May.
And they're showing, it's also VE Day celebrations.
It is, and this is the Allotment Gardening.
This is the wartime allotment.
Wartime allotment.
Yeah.
This is over 80 years old,
yeah.
This place.
So
well,
all the bunting and the flags should be up here.
Should be.
But what was I saying until you interrupted me?
About David Attenborough.
Yeah, he's 99 today, and they're showing the film Oceans tonight, aren't they?
Which we're going to see.
Which, is it only for, is it touring or is it just for one night showing?
It's on limited release in the cinemas.
Release, yeah.
I think it's a BBC documentary that will be on TV at some time. And, but we're going to see it on the big screen because it looks magnificent. Good. It's his birthday today as well.
I've just said that. Oh. Are you not paying attention?
He's 99 years of age.
I've just said that.
Isn't that a good age? See what I mean about that black hole?
Right, come on. We need to crack on now.
Yeah,
seriously.
What do you mean crack on? We've just finished everything. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up.
You know the tricks of the trade by now.
Give us the victory sign.
Yeah.
Right.
And happy birthday to David Attenborough.
Stone.
One of the greatest conservationists of all time. He really is.
He is.
He's committed.
Subscribe, like and endure.
His whole life. Endure?
Endure.
Endure.
Yeah. See you soon. David, he's still going on about David Attenborough.
Yeah, because he's to be celebrated.
That's in the past, that, Kath. Let's move on.
No, it's not. It's now.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.